afternoon and welcome to Train on Kwararafa Television. Of course, this program will put us through a lot of activities that has been going on that you need to know about them. You agree with me that the governor of Taraba State has actually done well as far as training and retraining government officials and those that are taking key part in governance. And recently, he just approved the leadership workshop that is currently going on in Kaduna State, Jadi to be precise. And we have our government functionaries that are there, special advisors, commissioners, and just you can name them. They are there, and it has been a serious one. And Kwararafa Television has given a very close attention to the activities that are ongoing, and we've been tracking from Monday to this point. A lot has been going on there, and our expectations are actually high. We have been working based on assuming or thinking about what is happening. But on this show, we will be joined virtually by Mrs. Linda Gwana, who is there live, and she has been playing a very key role as far as that program is concerned. We also have Mr. Ghana, who is also Gani, who is also in Kaduna. They are actually participating in this very important program. Mr. Shedrack Gani is also part of them that will be joining us, and they will be speaking. They'll be giving us insight about the program, the leadership program that is ongoing. Hello, Mrs. Linda Gwana. Are you hearing me? Are you with us?
It's you. Thank you so much, Desmond, for having me, and I appreciate it. Hello, Desmond.
Yes. Let me start with you before I'll go to Shedrack. Can you speak to us about the very day that you stepped your feet at Kaduna State? How was it? Like the kickoff? How was it? Can you speak to us about that?
All right. Kaduna has been fun. From the beginning of the program till today, I tell you, has been an interesting moment, being in Kaduna, not just Kaduna, in Jaji, because that's where the program is taking place, taking about Martin Luther Algoy International Leadership and Peacekeeping Center, Nigeria. It's in Jaji. So, and it's every morning that we leave Kaduna to Jaji for this wonderful value adding activity. I tell you, it's a very rigorous exercise. But like I said from the beginning, on Monday, immediately we arrived, we had an inauguration that took place on the leadership training, after which we were segmented into different classes. Like for me, I joined the election monitoring course. When we were segmented, and I found myself under this election monitoring course, I was like, what am I going to do there? As a journalist, I was looking for, because there are other courses that have speech writing, other courses that has to do with journalism. And here am I, joining an election monitoring course. And I was like, what am I supposed to go and learn there? But then we were there. And I tell you, today that we had the grand finale, in fact, the joy I had, I was like, I wouldn't have been anywhere better than where I am, looking at the courses we went through, we learned a lot on election monitoring, standards and principles of election and administration, election integrity, election monitoring and evaluation, election observation, possibility for 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 inmates voting in Nigeria. Can you beat that? So these are topics that reshaped my memory about elections. Some of the things I know in the past, I used to think I know things that has to do with election. But going through this course, Mr. Desmond, I tell you, has been an eye opener for me, has been an impact, a value I will never forget. Honestly. Yeah.
All of you, and you're not sent to those places based on your feel or what you know how to do. Oh,
I was
okay.
not, I was surprised because we have other courses like leadership courses, middle, base, and all that those things. So I was looking forward to going to some of these, courses I thought were, my area of
Yeah,
specialization.
related to
But seeing
your
myself in
specialization
election,
there.
yeah, seeing myself in election monitoring course, I was like, what do I need this for? It's something that I just go to observe. But I tell you, like I said, we had a lot of presentation. All participants were so active, so interactive. Because I don't know how to describe this. I would just wish
Hmm.
that I have the opportunity of stepping down some of this knowledge, some of these things we learn from here, down there, back in the States to people out there. Because I don't know how to talk about everything I learned in this place. But honestly, it was really, a very, I don't,
Yes,
I'm emotional about
I
it.
understand
Mhm.
someone like you with so much passion in media, align yourself to elections and other stuff will actually be a funny one and a new step for you. But I'm happy that you actually gain the knowledge. Now let's look at let's speak with
Mhm.
Shedra before I come back to you to look at your other advantages that this has brought to you. Mr. Shedra, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, please, can you speak to us about the importance of this very program to you as a person? Please speak to us about that.
Um, Thank you very much for having me this evening. I count it as an honor and a privilege to be here. So I really appreciate this opportunity. Well, I can say that this is one of the great achievements in my journey for peace and in my journey for trying to see how we contribute our quota in trying to prevent conflict in Taraba State.
Hmm.
And I want to use this medium to appreciate the governor of Taraba State by this robust thoughts and mind in order to give an approval to this particular unique training. I was segmented to my field of study. That is the class where I specialize. And I can tell you categorically that after the rigorous training, today happens to be a day that I am well certified as a peace and conflict analyst slash resolution expert. So in this course, we did a lot of things because this is a course that actually, encompasses all the 16 local government chairmen and the bureau for the Bureau for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, and some members from such bureau actually attended this event. So the class was very lively, and it's very lively and educative in nature because a lot of things we are taught, understanding conflict and nature of conflict. One thing that people don't understand in this in the dynamics of our conflict, the dynamics of the conflict we are having, is that a lot of times people don't really understand the nature of conflict. Do you understand?
Hmm. Hmm.
So understanding conflict itself is another way. Then understanding the nature of the conflict is another way.
Now,
So
now
we
let me
really
come in.
this.
All right, let me come in. With what you have learned so far, with other
Yeah.
team members, looking at the chairman and other top government functionaries, how do you think this exercise will add to the value of Taraba State?
Wow. Um, it's actually a giant strike. In fact, from eyewitness, because today, as we are running up, we were able to, have a fiction of a story that has to do with conflict, and then we find mediator under a local government where a gun chairman, chair the sitting, and then call all the people who are responsible in times of dialogue to sit down and actually dialogue on things, and then come with a resolution that will bring lasting peace. So to me, it's a giant strike because Taraba State is actually a flashpoint of conflict, and having the whole chairman seated in one room receiving this lecture on ways that can be explored to settle conflict in their various respective local governments, it's actually a good achievement, because it means that from now henceforth, Taraba State will experience another dimension of peace building, because these people were actually equipped with the knowledge of peace and a role. One of the things that was very, very interesting, you understand, there is a synergy that was really neglected before now. But this synergy was discovered. What was the synergy? The synergy that was discovered was the synergy between the local government chairman with the Bureau for Chieftaincy and Local Government Affairs and the Bureau for Peace and Conflict Management. So it's just a tripartite. We call it tripartite. So there is a synergy between these people. The Bureau for Peace and Conflict Management provides expertise, and then the Bureau for Chieftaincy and Local Government Affairs are the traditionals, those that they deal with the traditional level of it. Then the executive chairman, spearheads the local government as well. So this synergy, when they comes together, we discover that there are a lot of resources in terms of trying to embark on peace building. Okay. And I believe that with this knowledge being gained from all these chairmen, it will bring another dimension for peace building in Taraba State. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Mrs. Linda, let me come back to you. Please, can you speak to us about the timely nature of this program? To you, is it a good one for Dr. Abukefas to have accepted and approved this? And if yes, how do you think it will affect his government positively?
Are you asking whether it's good or not? It's wonderful. It's awesome. It's awesome because our course is actually timely. Our course is very, very timely. Like I said, it's election monitoring course. And of course, what time do we appreciate this course more than now that we are going into electioneering? And in our class, we have the chairman of SAYEC and all the members of that commission. They were all there. We had a very serious discussion. In fact, some things that we don't know earlier. The chairman worked with INEC all his life, the chairman of SAYEC, Mr. Bala. So we have the opportunity of dealing with them. And some of the things, like I said this course has been an eye-opener for us because some of the things we don't know about election monitoring and evaluation. Okay, talk about possibility of inmate voting in Nigeria. Bring it back home in Taraba. Imagine someone in prison. You are agitating for whether he should be voting, whether he should not be voting. And we had a lot, and we were able to establish a fact that they are also Nigerians, they are also Tarabans, and they should be given the right, to vote as well. Because if you're not doing that, that means you are removing their franchise, you're differentiating them from what is rightly theirs, So, and of course, we heard from him how he explained to us that they've been agitating for that, and by the grace of God, soon we're going to hear, we're going to see them coming to vote. Not just that, we were able to hear, and learn. Like I said, I gave us some of the courses we discussed. We studied during the course of the class. How our voting should take place, how we should elect him. What I will even ask is that, before we left, I told from the class we had our presentation, I said it is a plea to the government. Please, the knowledge we acquired from this place, let us not just go and get wasted. Because no knowledge is wasted. Let us not go and waste this knowledge. There should be a platform for us to take down some of this knowledge we have to the people from the state, going down to the local government and to the ground. Because I believe the knowledge we have about election and monitoring, activities of the election, from the preparation of the election, during the election day, and the first election, the thing by the time we have all these things and get to have knowledge about this thing, bringing it to the layman language, because if you're going to the village, that means you're going to step down even in our languages so that people will have knowledge, people will have that civic education on some of these things, and by the time we have this knowledge, so many things that are wrong in our society will be minimized, even if not to the to the zero level, but at least it will be minimized because there are so many things so many rights that we're supposed to have as individuals that we don't even know. But coming to have this study, just want to see my certificate now. See my certificate. I think
All
that
right, all right. Let me come in. Just your last line on the show. What do you have to say, especially to our governor?
me, a lot. For me, personally, I
Just
want
few
to
words
appreciate.
in 30 seconds.
All right, all right, in 30 seconds, I'm a journalist, so I talk a lot. In 30 seconds, I want to say that to Dr. Abukepas, we're really grateful for this wonderful opportunity. It's a privilege, actually, it's not a right, that we are here, to have this knowledge we have. And like I said, I'm still pleading that please let us take down this knowledge down to the people of the state, and so that everyone will be progress of the knowledge we acquired from Jaji. Kaduna was formed. Kaduna has been
Wow.
formed. And of
All right,
course, we want
all
to
right, Mr.
appreciate
Shede, please. What's your last line? Just tell us few things that you feel like should come out from your heart.
Okay, I really appreciate, and before I drop the mic, I would love to say this. When you talk about peace, peace is being seen in different dimensions, right? John Galton, the founding father of uh, peace as a discipline, of a blessed memory, just passed on as of last year. He said something. He said we have negative peace and we have a positive peace. So we talk about negative peace. Is that peace that you see an absence of violence, but yet people are suffocating in a secret place. You understand? When you talk about the positive peace, is the presence of equity, justice, and fairness in the rule of law, where I believe that the immense chairman who actually graced this particular call would definitely use these measures in their locality in order to profile lasting peace in their locality. Looking at the positive peace where fairness, equity, equality, and justice will be observed in their locality, that will really, really build up the peace building process in Taraba State. And to add to that, by the mandate of His Excellency Dr. Abukefas, before this training, we are going around the whole local government in order to establish a peace committee that will constitute a quorum of early warnings, early response mechanism or system in the local government level. And it has a way of bringing us together to know that in every angle we can be able to reach out to ourselves and then know how to tackle emerging issues from the latent stage before it gets to escalating. So I really appreciate this. This is actually a wonderful part. I received a state recognized certificate that satisfies me to be an analyst. So I have learned a lot. That time will not permit me if not I would have shared most of these things that I've learned.
You do this in 30 seconds. All right. Thank you so much, Lina.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. As I said, we've been tracking and we'll continue to track because you have made it clear that you have gathered enough knowledge for us to be better than what we used to be. So as you come back, we'll be looking at positive results and saying that the government of the day or the government of Taraba State continue to move forward. That has been a program trend, but I need to tell you this for free, that you need to follow us on all our social media handles so that you enjoy everything that we are doing. Thank you so much. We'll be coming your way again anytime we have something fresh for you.
This is it.
Up next is another fresh program that is
okay.